Hi, guys, it's Mrs. Dowell again. Today, we are going to talk about the closing to our narrative piece of writing. Today, we're going to sum it all up. We're going to have the resolution to our story. So, I'm kind of excited because it's the last day to write our story. So, let's get into it. So, if you remember correctly, we first started with our graphic organizer and we built our story in the graphic organizer. So we had the setting, we had the problem, and what the goal was. Then we wrote what we thought was going to happen in the beginning, the middle, and the end. Okay, of which we've already written. We've already written the beginning, the middle, and end to our story. But now, today, where we're going to focus on is that resolution. Okay. What happens at the end? How is it all summed up? So, to remind myself of my story, I wrote that the resolution would be that the bear ends up speaking and tells us that we need a key to the door at the top of the mountain. We thank him and we open the door and we end up back at school and no time had passed. So let's review my story because as a writer, when there's been some time that's passed, I want to remind myself what I've written. That way it helps me as I go to prepare for my new set of writing. So this was my beginning. Let's get out of here. I'm bored, Tracy said. It was a hot, warm day at school. There was so much noise on the playground and the kids were playing everywhere. The teachers were busy watching, but we thought we would be able to sneak away. Let's go to the bathroom and get out of the hot sun, Michelle whispered. We all agreed and started walking. Look, the door to Mr. Keen's closet is open. Let's peek inside, Amy said. My heart began to pump faster as I was not sure if that was a good idea, but all my friends wanted to go in, so we did. I took my first step inside and I felt something soft below my feet. Why is it so cold? I thought to myself. All right, so that was my beginning. Now, here's my middle. I tried turning around to go back, but Tracy shut the door and I couldn't find it. My heart began to race even more and I started to get really cold. I don't like this, you guys, I said. Let's keep going. It's an adventure, Michelle said. I noticed that the ground was dirt, and all we could see were trees everywhere. I could hear the birds chirping, and all of a sudden we heard a loud roar. Ah! We all screamed and we went running through the trees. The bear is right on our heels. Come in here, quick, said something. We didn't even hesitate to follow the voice. When we got inside, we noticed it was a talking rabbit. How crazy is that? A talking rabbit. Am I imagining all this? I thought. All right, so that was my middle. Now, the other day, I wrote my end. So let's read that. My name is Cranky, whispered the rabbit. You need to follow the path to the top of the mountain. There you will find the door you are looking for to get back home. How did he know we wanted to get back home? How is he talking? How is this all happening? I thought to myself. Never mind all that. This is not the time to panic. We need to get back home. I will follow you in the tree line, but I need to stay hidden. Bears eat rabbits, and I don't want to become dinner, Cranky said. We all agreed and headed out the door. My lips shivered from the cold when I stepped outside. The hike was long, and I was out of breath, but we made it to the top. Before we could even celebrate, we heard a loud roar. The bear is up here. Oh my goodness. All right. So now I wrote my ending, right? So am I not done? I'm not done. I still need to write the resolution to my story. So even though I have the beginning, middle, and end, I still need to finish it. I need to write the closing to my story. So if I remember correctly, here's my resolution. The bear ends up speaking and tells us that we need a key to get to the door at the top of the mountain. So after I've read it, I go back and I re-look at the resolution. This is going to help me to sum up my story. So here's the closing to my story. My body felt frozen due to the panic I was feeling. My heart beating super fast and my body stiff. I don't even think I was breathing. You need this key to get that door open, the bear said in a calm and peaceful manner. I was taken back by the fact that he was not eating us right now. Quick, open the door and get in, he said, looking over his shoulder. The elder bear is right on my tracks. If he catches you, you will never get home. Rabbit came out from behind the trees and whispered something to the bear. He must have known him because they were friendly, not at all scared like he appeared to be earlier. My hands shaking from fear, I quickly took the key from the bear, opened the door, and we all stepped in. Before we knew it, we're back at school. Kids shouting on the playground. It was still play day. No time had passed. How is this possible, I thought. But I took a deep breath. It's good to be home. So let's take a look at what I wrote. I obviously have some dialogue. So I have some dialogue here. Okay, I've got the bear speaking. What I want you to notice is that I explained how he was speaking. Okay, so how the bear spoke. Okay, I was taken. So then then I have quick, open the door and get in, he said, looking over his shoulder. So I have him doing something. I have some action here. Okay. Notice I have a capital. I put all capitals here. Why did I do that? Because I wanted to make an impression that if he catches you, you will never get home. So I wanted the reader to have an expression here. Okay. I also want you to notice that I have some sensory details. My body felt frozen. Okay, so it's how I felt. Here's a sensory detail. And why was it? It was because of the panic I was feeling. Okay, my heart beating super fast. That's a sensory detail. My body stiff. That's a sensory detail. Okay. Let's see. I have action. Rabbit came out from behind the trees. Okay. This is action. My characters are actually doing something. Okay. He's whispering. Okay. That's again describing how he's doing something. So we're going to put a description. Describe. Okay. I also have, he must have known him because they were friendly. So this is my thinking. Thoughts of the character. Okay. My hands were shaking. Here's more sensory details from fear. I quickly. Okay. These are adjectives and adverbs that I want you to be thinking about adding. I opened the door. Again, action. Okay. And before we knew it, we were back at school. Kids shouting on the playground. Here's what I hear. Okay. It was still play day. No time had passed. How is this possible? I thought. So again, thoughts of the character. So you're going to notice that I have a lot going on here. I added a lot of dialogue. I added a lot of action. I added some thoughts. I added a lot of sensory details. So these are the things that I want you thinking about when you're writing. Okay. So now it's going to be your time to write your closing to your story. Remember to include the dialogue, making sure that you have action. Remember, we're showing, not telling. You're making your characters move. You're not telling me that they moved. You're making them move. And remember, the dialogue is the character talking. It's not, he said, and then put a thought in. It's your character actually saying the words. Okay. You're making sure that you add those thoughts and feelings of your characters. And then you're adding those sensory details, what you see, feel, touch, smell, or hear. All right. Way to go, guys. I can't wait to read your stories. All right. Close them up. Get those stories written. We're going to end it. And then next week, we're going to put them all together. Way to go, guys. I'm proud of you.